Good old-fashioned Halo. I love talking about Halo, and I haven't been able to talk about it much on this channel, but you guys have noticed that recently, within the past couple weeks here, I've been posting a lot more Halo stuff. Pretty amped up and hype for Halo Infinite, so that's kind of my reasoning for that. But I kind of wanted to just make this video and tell you guys my story with the Halo franchise. I'm not sure if you guys have very similar stories or not, or what the case may be, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's very different from my usual content, so I really do hope you guys enjoy. But yeah, so my name's Garrett, I'm 19, I was born in the year 2000. I've been playing Halo since I was about 6. I've been excited for every single game. I'm always waiting for the new one to come out, it feels like. And so yeah, to start off the story, my first experience with Halo was Halo 2 at my buddy's house after a day in kindergarten. I was about 6 years old, I believe, and we played it on the OG Xbox. We were obsessed with this game at the time for its co-op alone. We would just screw around too. We really wouldn't even play the game. We would just screw around on co-op, blowing each other up, driving cars, that being the Warthog, and we would constantly talk about this game in school. It did not matter where we were, when we were always talking about it. Lunch, recess, class, didn't matter. Talking about whether we would blow each other up later, or play the campaign and try to find new glitches, or possibly a scarab gun. Hello? I don't think I would have the exact same experience and love for the franchise if I didn't get such a good start to it with my buddy and our cooperative play and just our countless hours of screwing around. So to him, I greatly say thank you. So the first real Halo game that I could actually get behind and fully experience with the campaign, multiplayer, customs, even Forge was in this game, and theater, was Halo 3. This was an amazing entry point into the series for me, because not only was it Bungie's basically farewell to the series, or the mainline series with Master Chief, but it was just an amazing cinematic masterpiece. And this can be said for almost all of the Halo games in my opinion. With Martin O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore's epic beautiful score, Joseph Staten's beautifully written cinematography and dialogue, the phenomenal job of Steve Downes' Master Chief and Jen Taylor's Cortana, and everybody who worked on these games and was associated with it at the time, and their hard work and dedication for it. And with this beautifully crafted franchise comes beautifully crafted experiences. From the epic cinematic campaign, to the outstanding multiplayer we all love and know today, to the custom games creating Jenga or Toilet Bowl or any map and game mode you wanted, as well as finding glitches in campaigns or multiplayer maps by breaking out of them, or Easter eggs when you find the scarab gun at the top of the bridge in Halo 2, or any other experience you could come up with. When I was a child, my sister and I would play a variety of games together on the PS2, whether that be 8TV off-roading, or Spyro, or Crash, or Battlefront, the original. We would always be playing together, or split screen if it was available. However, with Halo, oh, not even close. As soon as I owned a copy of Halo 3 and an Xbox 360 and all of my friends learned about it, they were constantly trying to come over to my house and play. However, times have not always been cheerful, bright, and happy. When I was about 7 years old, my parents divorced, and so this was a little hard on me as a kid, and I would always turn to Halo. The story was able to grip me away from reality and allow me to cope by enjoying the universe. As I got older, things only got darker and worse, but Halo, in the end, was my savior. It was the one to pull me out of the darkness and allow me to enjoy myself. A few experiences I have with Halo 3, not only being just my friends and I screwing around in multiplayer, is actually my dad and his best friend. They used to play it all the time together back then. And my dad's not a gamer by any means whatsoever, so that was kind of a cool memory to have, is being able to see him hold a controller. But also my cousin. He came over for a family event one year. I don't know if it was 4th of July or Christmas or what, but he came over and he decided to go downstairs and play Halo 3, so I decided to follow him. YouTube, I didn't really know existed yet during this time, so watching him was actually extremely entertaining. Anyway, he beat the campaign in 3.5 hours. I was absolutely shocked as a kid that you could even do something, pull off a feat like this. So this inspired me to beat the campaign even faster, and faster, and faster, and faster. And as I got just a little bit older, not too much from this time, but as I got a little bit older, I discovered what YouTube was, and Machinima, Red vs. Blue, speedruns, all that kind of content. And when I discovered speedrunning, that's where Halo 3 took off for me. I tried to speedrun that game so many times, but it was fun. I had a really great time doing it. I think the fastest speedrun record I've ever had for Halo 3 was about 2.5 hours, and that was when I was about 7 or 8 years old. So while everybody was enjoying Halo 3's legendary multiplayer, I was speedrunning. Yes, I have had my experience with the Halo 3 multiplayer. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. But speedrunning was a little more my speed, my style. Halo 3 was also a very big game for me because I was old enough by this point and more intellectual to understand the themes, story, meaning, all of that kind of stuff. Like the religious hierarchy the Covenant hold, or the great journey that they so believe in. And a few years later comes Halo Reach, and this game's creation potential was absolutely limitless, with the unlimited possibilities of creating whatever map you wanted, whatever game mode you wanted, and literally anything else any creator in the Forge community could ever think of during this time. From multiplayer invasion to jump rope custom games, this game had it all. I believe Halo Reach to this day was the most content-rich Halo game to ever be released in the series, and I wouldn't use MCC as an argument because it takes all of the games and puts them all together. I'm talking more on an individual basis. And I say this because Reach had Firefight, Forge, custom games, theater, campaign, multiplayer, and all of the multiplayer modes. And let's not even forget the absolutely amazing in-depth customization system for the Spartans, from utility, visors, shoes, armor plates, all of that jazz, as well as being able to play as an elite with multiple elite ranks ranging from minor to field marshal. This Halo game truly had it all. Now some of you may ask, CSG, why'd you leave out Halo 3 ODST? And that's because my dad at the time wouldn't buy it because he and I didn't understand the concept of DLC or spin-offs. We asked, what's the difference between 3 and 3 ODST to a GameStop worker when we went in one day to see if we wanted to buy it. GameStop worker said, no difference, only med packs now, claiming that Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST had absolutely no difference whatsoever, only one was working with shields and one was with med packs. Me being a stupid kid, I wouldn't have been able to see the difference. My father, I have no idea how he didn't notice a difference. Being the 9-year-old I was, I didn't think twice. Never had a true experience, but only played it on MCC on the Xbox when it first released. Now some of you are gonna say, but CSG, you're forgetting Halo Wars. Don't worry, I've never even played that game. I don't really like RTS, so that's kind of my reasoning for it. But I did watch all the cutscenes and game chatter, so I know what happens in the story behind it. I just didn't get to play it for myself, just because of personal preference. Same can be said for Halo Wars 2 as well. I know exactly what happens in the story, and I actually even played it. I actually did give it a shot. I figured, hey, you know what? I'm older now, I might like this genre of gaming, so I tried it. I'm still really not a big fan of RTS, but I can see why people would like it. And I can obviously see why people are giving it a lot of praise now, and that's because of the Banished and their involvement with Halo Infinite. Now I know this video is a little sporadic, I don't have all the Halo titles in order. I'm going based off of what I've played in order. Halo Wars 2 obviously came way down the line, but I just wanted to put that out there real fast. And to jump back on topic real quick, the first game I ever played was Halo 2, the second was Halo 3, the third was Reach, and the fourth was Halo 1. Kinda weird, right? This is due to the fact that Remastered dropped 1 year after Halo Reach, which was already 9 years ago, which is absolutely insane. Anyway, this opened me to the actual start of the Halo universe, the actual first game. Though it doesn't feel the same, though it doesn't look the same, and it's all updated and remastered and all that, it was still Halo 1. I could still experience it to a degree, get the story, get the missions, understand the gameplay, and like, you know, just all the ins and outs, kind of like how people did just way later on in its lifespan. And Halo CE Anniversary, and just CE in general, I loved it. I thought it was a great game. I could see why everybody loved it back then and how it was a great entry point into a franchise. I thought it was absolutely amazing for what it was and when it was made originally. When I first bought Reach, it was my mom and her boyfriend and I, and we were at their house, and we decided to go out and grab it because he played the game and he loved it and he wanted me to experience it, so he actually took me out and helped me buy it. And yeah, so that was kind of my quick little story with Halo CE. Didn't really do any multiplayer because at the time it was Halo Reach CE updated maps or whatever, so there was no true Halo CE Anniversary multiplayer, unlike Halo 2 Anniversary multiplayer. So that was kind of unfortunate, but nonetheless it was okay, and I loved it just the same. During the making of this video, there were two key aspects that I forgot to talk about when discussing the Halo 1 and 2 campaign that really made me love them. In Halo 1, it was the Flood and their introduction. I thought it was perfectly executed and really spot on for what it was. As for Halo 2, was the Arbiter's introduction, being able to play as him, which I'm pretty sure blew everybody's expectations out of the water. You also had playable elites and multiplayer, so that made co-op even more fun. So, on September 14th, 2010, Bungie makes their last entry into the Halo franchise with Halo Reach. And a few years later, the entire franchise over to 343 Industries on March 31st, 2012. And if you guys made it this far into the video, then you've already heard my story and love for the franchise. So for me, Halo 4 being announced was the best thing ever. Being able to see Master Chief and Cortana and go on a new adventure with them, I thought that was absolutely amazing at the time. During this time, I also learned about Halo Follower, and at that point, he was the only YouTuber covering Halo news, I believe. And he's one of the few YouTubers from way back then when I was a child that I still watch today. Halo 4 was a very controversial game, but I don't mind going on record saying I actually enjoyed it. The campaign was well made for this new company taking over, this overly loved franchise. I believe the narrative was one of the best, honestly. However, the armor was not, so thank God they're integrating new with the old for Halo Infinite. Also, I can't have an opinion on its multiplayer because my family at the time couldn't afford internet or Xbox Live. But I agree that kill streaks do not deserve a rightful place in Halo. Maybe Call of Duty, but not Halo. Now, let's talk about... yes. That. Halo 5. Well, this wasn't my game. The multiplayer was awesome. I spent hundreds of hours grinding the multiplayer out. But the campaign, I don't even know what went wrong. There were so many things that just didn't even feel like Halo that I can't even number them. However, there were a lot of aspects that I actually enjoyed, like the inclusion of Blue Team, or Cortana becoming evil. That was kind of a cool plot twist. I enjoyed it a little bit. But the way they executed it was poor. I met tons of people on its multiplayer, just like Halo Reach, so I thought that was absolutely amazing. And this game was given the most godsend of an upgrade that I've ever seen in the Halo franchise, and that was the Customs browser. This thing was absolutely insane for its time. I thought this was revolutionary, and it was. It was by far the best part about the entire game. However, it got ruined by clans and clan recruitments. So, for Customs browser, I'm kind of disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. The community ruined that one. Now we get into the multimedia section of Halo franchise. I've watched every single movie, every single series, from Halo 3 Landfall to Halo Nightfall by Ridley Scott. I've watched it all. And I gotta say, I absolutely love almost all of it. Nightfall was a little bit on the downside, but everything else has been, as far as I remember, extremely well made and extremely well written. In fact, the package from Halo Legends is one of my favorite shorts I've ever seen in animation. Go! So, to end the great journey of my Halo experience, I want to top it off with one of the best experiences I've had with the franchise, and that was Halo Outpost Discovery. Pretext going into this story: my best friend is not a Halo player. He's played it before, but he doesn't enjoy the game nearly as much as I do, obviously. But he actually went with me, so that was pretty cool. I unfortunately never got to meet any of the higher-up officials of 343 Industries at the event, and I didn't get to do the Halo ring experience either because the line was so packed to the point where if I did wait in line, I wouldn't be able to do anything else. So it was kind of a real bummer, but the experience altogether was great. I thought the event was awesome. Had they just had a little more time to put it together and make things a little more fluid, it would have been a more perfect event, but it was awesome nonetheless, and I loved every moment of it. Well, everybody, I think that'll wrap it up for this video. You guys got to get a little insight on my Halo experience and my story with Halo, from being a child at 6 years old playing Halo 2 all the way up to now waiting for Infinite. To anybody who even made it this far to the video, I want to greatly say thank you, because this video took me quite a while to make. Like I said at the very beginning, this is not like my usual content, so it was a little different for me. I had a few new challenges when making it, so I really hope you can like, subscribe, and drop a comment for me below if you enjoyed. I know everybody says it, but if you do, I would greatly appreciate it more than you know. But yeah, guys, that'll wrap up this video. Thanks for listening to my story. Thanks for kind of taking a little ride down memory lane with me. And yeah, guys, that'll do it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody. P.S. Halo 3 just dropped on PC during the making of this video, guys. Oh my god. You have got to be kidding me. What a better time to drop this video. Guys, please smash that like button. Holy smokes, dude. Halo 3 is here, baby. Let's go!